What's up, fam? It's your boy Kirk Nugent, and we're back on the channel, How It All Works. You guys requested a full tutorial of StreamYard, and that's what you're gonna get right now. So let's go! Alright, so in this video, we're gonna go through all the different settings in StreamYard. We're gonna go over how to set up your destinations, how to create the broadcast, how to put in a thumbnail for the broadcast, how to schedule it, if you want to schedule it, if you're not gonna schedule it, how to just record it. We're gonna go through the whole host features. If you're controlling the broadcast, that's the view that you're gonna see. Unfortunately, what you're not gonna see is how to create an account. You should be able to do that part. What you're not gonna see is how it looks from the perspective of a guest. If you bring a guest in, you won't see that view, but you'll basically see that view because it's pretty much the same. So let's go to the tutorial. So we're about to get into the guts of this tutorial, and I'm gonna switch to my screen here. There we go. So now I've got on two sides of the screen. One side is the paid account. The other side is a free account. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go through how to set up a login and all that stuff, but I think that StreamYard makes it very self-explanatory. So please make sure you go through those steps first. Log in. They send a code. You're going to need to do that. And once you get that code, you should be in at this screen. And the only difference will be that your screen won't have any broadcast scheduled. And so let's go to destinations on the free account. We're going to go to destinations on the paid account as well. The paid account, we see that there's a couple more destinations there. The free account, just the two. But either way, if we want to add a destination, it's there. Pretty self-explanatory. Same thing on this side. And you can add a Facebook page, group, profile, LinkedIn pages, events, profiles. Those you need to get special approval from LinkedIn. They haven't rolled that out to everyone just yet. And then you can also do, of course, YouTube and Periscope, which everyone knows is Twitter. Custom RTMP, I haven't tested it, but I'm told by some friends that it's really good and works seamlessly. So you'd go through, you'd add those pages, you need to log in. As long as you're logged into your browser with your, I guess, Facebook account or YouTube account or LinkedIn account, it will pull that login over. One of the things I didn't get a chance to mention before is that StreamYard highly recommends the use of Google Chrome. It's almost like they've built the entire platform specifically to use this browser. So be mindful of that as you are, even as you're having guests come in, make sure you recommend to them that they use Google Chrome. So you set up your destinations, as you can see from this screen. And once you are done with that, you can go back to broadcasts and you can create a broadcast. I'm going to use the paid account side to be able to do the test broadcast that we're going to do right now. So click on create broadcast. I'm going to do my test group. Now, I recommend, if you're going to walk through this process of doing a live stream for whatever, whether it be for yourself or for someone else, you're going to need a test location to stream to so that you can get a feel for what your viewers will see when they are watching when you're live. So the team and I created this test group on Facebook. That's what I'm going to select, and we'll just call this test. And usually you'd want to put a description, but because this is a test, I'm just going to leave it there. The test group took 5 minutes to set up, and then it just has a handful of people in there so that I can go live without everybody watching. And usually the people that are in there are people who give us good feedback. Feedback is so key. I know that's not a part of the StreamYard tutorial, but that is so key in making sure this works. A couple of other things on the screen here. If you're streaming to a group on Facebook, it usually asks you to tell the viewers to allow StreamYard access so that we can see their name when they're commenting. So here we are. We've got our title. I'm not putting a description. if you were to be doing this to schedule for later, you click this button and you would upload a thumbnail. I always recommend having some good, clean content that you can upload, and we can go from there. Then you set your time, set your date, and then you would create the broadcast. I am not going to do that, so I'm going to uncheck that button, and we will just go ahead and click on create broadcast. So we'll do that, and it automatically takes us to entering broadcast studio. Okay, and so here we are entering broadcast studio. It even already says Kirk Nugent. It's actually pulled up my webcam, and then the next thing you'd want to do, I guess, at this point is to just go ahead and enter the broadcast studio. But I want to stay on this screen for a second, because here there's a couple of different things here. Of course, you can stop your camera. That's how that works. Of course, you can mute. We know how to do that. Then there's cam mic. This is the setting that I like to point out to people, and I even sent this to my guests who are going to be on a broadcast, because I want them to see exactly what I want them to click on. You want to go in here, make sure whatever resolution you want for your camera. That's personal preference. HD Webcam Pro is what I've got it at. Doesn't really matter. 720p. I'm gonna leave it at what it is because I'm not broadcasting, but you may want to tell your people to change that. This is the setting that I always tell people to go through and look at what your microphone is, what your speaker is, and that to ensure that this checkbox is checked. You want to make sure you disable audio processing. If you're going to have multiple people on your stream, then you might need to ask everyone to wear headphones, and that's critical. You want to make sure you do that. So that will change your audio completely. We learned that the hard way. So you just hit this X right here, and you can hit enter broadcast studio, and just like that, I'm in the studio. I want to walk through a couple of different things, but right off the bat, this man with a plus sign next to him, this is the invite button. So we can click that, and you have the link. I've copied that link, and I've sent it to the rest of my family, and they have used that link to come right in to the system, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that we can do now. So, as you can see on screen, we've got my daughter Kenzie here, and we're gonna add everybody to the stream. So I'm adding myself, that adds my video there. I think we're at a point where we can stop looking at the free version, so I'm gonna stretch this over a little bit to give you a little bit more of what this looks like, and a little bit more screen real estate, if you will. So I'm going to add Kenzie to the stream as well. I'm going to add Kanik to the stream as well, and I'm going to add Carson to the stream as well. So now we've got 4 people here. You can have up to 6 people live on the stream, on your stream. A couple of different settings that you can see here is there's different ways to have it look. Right now we have them all in boxes. You can change it so that it kind of shrinks the box a little bit. You can change it so that the main person is large and that the other 3 are smaller. And these other icons that are here are for if you shared your screen. Down here on the bottom is the options to share screen. Here's the cam mic button again. We went through those settings earlier. There's the audio settings that I talked about earlier, and you can, so even if you get into the system, you can still make those changes to disable audio processing and just to ensure that your mic and your speakers are set to the right things. So those are options that are there. One other thing that's in this kind of settings area, if you will, if you click on settings over here, it comes up as well. But this checkbox, shift videos up for comments and banners, I usually disable that because I don't like it. It shrinks the video a little bit. I just find it to be better and smoother if you don't have that up there and allow the banners and comments to come up naturally. And I'll show you what that looks like. In fact, here we're looking at the comments up top. If we click on show the comment, you can see that just kind of overlays on the bottom of the video. And that is exactly what we're seeing right now, is exactly what would be streaming live to wherever the destination is that we've chosen. So then under all your comments here, just a word about the comments section here. Every comment that comes in, whether you're streaming to Facebook or YouTube or whatever, those comments come in live to this view. And the guests who are here also have the ability to see those comments. So even if I don't necessarily pull the comment in and out as the controller, then they can still see those comments and speak to those comments and respond back to the audience who's watching, wherever they're watching. Banners tab is where you would put in whatever questions or announcements, or if you want to say welcome to the show or welcome to the broadcast or whatever, you put all those things in here. So, and you can have folders for the different broadcasts that you do. So here, I'm going to show you from the bridge, which is my church. Welcome to Virtual Church. That's what we usually have as we're having the welcome by my pastor. That's what we usually throw up on screen. During the offering time, we would change it to this. And you see how they show up on screen. It's smooth. It doesn't really take up too much space. Even if we had the 4-box layout, it's still not too bad. Of course, yeah, it's cutting off a little bit of Carson's face there, but it's still not too bad. So then you can actually do a ticker as well. If we turn off this one, when you click it once, it shows it. You click it again, it hides it. I'm going to turn on this one. This one will actually just go right across the bottom. It's a little ticker across the bottom of the screen, which is pretty cool and really helps to kind of call people's attention to something without taking up too much of the screen. So that's a nice option, nice feature. That's what's in the banners section. Under brand is where you can change your logo. It's where you can change your the way that your banners present. Let me change it from the ticker real quick. I'm going to go to just the Virtual Church one and turn off the ticker. Go back to brand. You see how that is? It's kind of set to the minimal theme right now. If I change it to the default, then it gives you a kind of a bigger look. It's a little more obtrusive. That's why I like the minimal one. The free version of StreamYard does not allow you to remove this logo that's here. So I want to make sure I point that out. So this is one of the best reasons. In fact, it's I believe StreamYard picked that duck because it's so ugly that people pay to have the paid version just to get rid of that duck, because that duck, you can't stream with that. So if you see somebody streaming and they have that duck up there, you know that they haven't paid for StreamYard. So I'm going to hide that because I can. This logo is my logo, and because of the brand that we're on, that's why you're seeing my logo there. But if we were to go and change from default to the bridge, which is my church, you would immediately see that the logo that is available to me and the color scheme that I've chosen, which is branding it for the bridge, is matching. And I can throw the bridge logo up there, and that can stay up in the top right for all to see. Overlays are under the brand section. Overlays are really critical. I'm trying to move so that my video is not covering that. So this is the overlays section here. And if I click on one of the overlays, it just takes over the whole screen. This is, again, it's kind of like showing a flyer at church. You want to throw something up, or if you're in your program, you want to throw up a flyer. This is not necessarily what you would do with a PowerPoint presentation. You'd have to share a screen for that. You can pull your content in this way. Again, this was another one we were doing, one of the challenges. But here is a unique thing that you can do, is to put together a little video to be able to showcase your, kind of do an intro and outro. But the idea being, you have the ability to upload these videos and pictures, high quality content, to be able to overlay on your broadcast so that people can see them. If you hover over a little question mark here, it's going to show you some of the parameters. It's for your images, 1280 by 720. For your videos, they need to be 100 meg in size. And they can't be longer than 5 minutes. And I don't know that you'd want to play anything longer than 5 minutes if you're doing a live stream. Backgrounds, of course, we have 4 people on the screen now, so showing a background may or may not work very well. But backgrounds, you can choose to show those when you're doing, let's say you have just 2 people on screen. I'm going to drop out, and this is how you do it. To drop out Kenzie, I'm going to drop out Kenzie there. I'm going to drop out Carson there. So we go to a 2-camera shot, and now you can actually see the background. Well, who wants to see that background? That's not a great background. So if I put this one up, I have designed this background in a way that allows for kind of all the different things that are on the screen to be shown, but it still gives way for the 2 video feeds to be shown as well. And so that is a pretty cool way to design your backgrounds. And again, if you hover over the question mark, it's going to tell you it's 1280 by 720, max file size 10 meg, and if it's a GIF, it needs to be 3 meg, but I wouldn't necessarily use a GIF. That's totally up to you. What you can't see underneath here is this button that says, I may need to move that, but there's another option at the bottom here. Maybe I can show you on this other screen. I'm gonna just go into the broadcast here and just show you this option real quick under brand for you to be able to see this. Yeah, here we go. So if I go to brand on this other screen, you see here it says show display names. That's right underneath my video here. So you can toggle that and turn that on and off if you want to. Again, something in the free version that is not available. Something that's in the paid version that's not available in the free version is the overlays and the backgrounds. You are stuck with what you have, what StreamYard gives you with overlays and backgrounds and your logo if you do not do the paid version. So that is something to consider if you are wanting to pay that $25 a month, which really isn't that expensive. And that's only if you do the month to month. If you do the annual, it's a little bit I guess cost effective, if you use the term I want to use. So I'm going to bring back in Carson and Kenzie and to give you the four shot again. And at this time, Kanika is actually sharing her screen, and you can see that in the bottom here. I can just add that right in, and it's going to take over the bigger part of the screen and allow for the other 4 videos or 6 videos to all be stacked on the left side of the screen. And it's still a really cool view for people to see. And one of the things that you can also do is you can toggle it to this view, and it would give you the main speaker along with the video, but of course in a smaller setting. So I'm going to go back to this other view here. This is what I would prefer. And if you want one video, one of your feeds to take over the whole screen, you just click the solo layout button. If I click that full screen there, this one says solo layout. If I want if maybe Kanika is speaking and I put her on full screen, and then when she's done, I can pull her back off without having to change the entire config of my layout for the stream. And again, this view also allows you to see that background again. And so you want to pick a background that's not too intrusive. It's not going to distract folks, but you don't want it to be the default background. And again, this is one of the reasons why I recommend that you pay for the thing. So that's what brand is. Under private chat, a private chat is between myself and everybody that's on the stream. This is not something that everybody else can see. And so you can see everybody's kind of chatting here saying that we've made it, we've arrived. And then of course I've already showed you the settings one. I'm going to go back to the brand here, and then I'm going to go live. So we're going to go live right now. Here we go. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, we are pushing to a test group on Facebook, and that test group only has a handful of people in there. So now that we're live, what I'm going to do is I've already got that page pulled up on another tab here in Chrome. So I'm going to pull that up right now, and here we are. We haven't even personalized this group, put up no banner or anything like that. We just have it available for us to do just this. And there you can see we're live on Facebook. And what the message says here is, I'm going live using StreamYard. Before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard permission to see your name at StreamYard.com. And so what I'm going to do, because I've already allowed StreamYard to see my name, I'm going to say hi on that video. And in so doing, we should get a comment back on this side. You can see that number just popped up on the comments tab. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see Kirk Nugent says hi. And so I'm gonna click show. It's gonna probably pop up right over Kenzie. Yup. And it says hi. And there you have it. And again, you may want to adjust the video feeds to come up a little bit so that it doesn't cover somebody who's on screen. But the truth is, you don't want your comments on screen for very long. So this, in my opinion, is okay for just a little bit of time. And it's the same idea with the banners. You click the comment to show it, you click it again to hide it. If you want to go directly from one comment to another, you just simply go down to the next comment and click it to hide, to show it, and it will hide the previous comment, and you can move from there. I want to say a word of thanks to my family. We're going to end the broadcast. I think it went well. I want to say a word of thanks to my family. I want to say bye everybody. You guys can all disconnect. One of the things I want to show you is that if you want, you can actually click on somebody's video here and kick them from the studio. And you can see that one of the other options is to ban them from the studio. Say you have somebody you've invited in, didn't quite work out, and then you're waiting for them to, you've kicked them out, and then they've come back in and you kick them out again. Well, the truth is, you can actually ban them from the studio, and they will never be able to come back in to your session for that broadcast, at least for that time period. They might be able to come into a different broadcast, but not for yours. And that's a really good feature to have. And we all know the issues that Zoom was having with rogue people coming in and out. You want to be able to kick somebody out and ban them. So that's a good feature. I'm glad StreamYard has had the foresight to add that in there. Now that we've got that part done, we can leave the studio, and you do that by simply clicking the leave studio button. The only reason why I wanted to bring us back to this screen is because I want to show you one other feature that I think is really pretty cool that StreamYard has included, and that is past broadcasts. And they have this test right here. So if I click on more, I can enter that studio again. If there was a comment or something that I wanted to grab, I can invite a guest. I can do some testing in there again if I want to. You can see some of the previous broadcasts we have. But the other thing that I wanted to show you is that you can click download recording. And if I click that, it gives me download the recording or download the audio only. And then you can see here it says StreamYard saves your recordings for 7 days. Download them within that time if you need them. Self-explanatory, right? 7 days after your broadcast is done. If you haven't downloaded by then, you probably don't want it, and StreamYard gets rid of it. But I think it's really good and really cool that they not only give you the recording, but that you can actually just download the audio. And this is really good for podcasters. I'm kind of giving you a free tip. StreamYard might be a platform, even in the free version with the duck, to be able to interview someone you want to have on the podcast and get good, clean audio with pro sound and use that for your podcast. So, hey, just telling you a couple of different things that you can use this thing for, not just live stream. You can use it to just record your guests or your interview with someone. One of the destinations, I don't know if I touched on that earlier. If you click on broadcast, you go to create one of the options is just to record only. You put the title in there and create the broadcast, invite your guests, record the thing, never stream it anywhere, pull it down, edit it, put your stuff on it, put your lower thirds, your features, your stuff, because if you're a video editor, you know what you want to do. Put all that on there, and then you can publish it at the time that you're ready as a edited video. But the kernel or the core of the interview, whatever it is, with the collaborators that you're going to have on screen, all of that can be done using StreamYard. So that's it from me. And there you have it. We're all done. I hope that something in there met your needs. I hope that the light went off in your head at some point. We showed you tips, we showed you tricks, best practices, some of my preferences. We even sprinkled a little something extra in there for you podcasters that didn't know you could use StreamYard for this purpose. As always, please subscribe to the channel. That lets us know that what we're putting out is exactly what you are looking for. Click the like button, that helps us as well. And by all means, click the little bell, because that'll let you know when we have new content on the channel. This is your boy Kirk Nugent signing out. Hopefully you got one step closer to figuring out how it all works. Later.